Good morning, guys. Um, Welcome to Poetry Corner, and thank you for joining me. Now we're going back to Sean Edwards' love story, the day I met him. Um, the last time we left Sean and Edward, who they met in the church, in the chapel rather, and Edward returned from London, and he said he was free from his obligations and free to take up a relationship with Charlotte. So let's go over to his chapel, guys, and eavesdrop in and see what's happening. And remember, guys, the story is told through Charlotte's eyes and her emotions. So let's get to chapter 13, and this is called The Fire Rekindled. The chapel was still, except for the sound of wind pressing softly against the window. For a moment, neither of us spoke. When words felt too fragile, too easily broken after so much waiting. Edward's eyes dark with fatigue, yet the expression in them was unlike I had ever seen before. No longer divided between hope and restraint, but alive with quiet certainty. He looked in that instant not like a man returned from travel, but one returned from exile. I moved to the hearth where the embers glowed faintly beneath a crust of ash. "Sit," I said, my voice steadier than my hands. "You must be cold." He smiled a little, that half smile of his more gratitude than amusement, and obeyed. When he lowered himself into a chair nearest the fire, the tiredness seemed to fall from him in layers. The flame caught his profile, the line of his jaw, the faint shadow where worried had once lived. I took the poker and stirred the ashes gently. A small spark leapt up, then another, until a faint glow deepened into warmth again. The scent of a wood smoke filled the small chapel. "Do you remember," he said quietly, "the night of his storm when we spoke of finding shelter?" "I do." "This feels much the same," he murmured, "except now I think it's my heart that has found it. My heart that has found refuge." For a moment I could not answer. All the careful composure that had guarded me these many months wavered. The fire trembled across the stone floor, and in its flickering I saw all that had passed. Letters burned, prayers whispered, hopes held fast in silence. He reached for my hand slowly, as if asking permission. When his fingers touched mine, I felt no startle, only a stillness that went deeper than his words. His hand was warm, rougher than I remembered. A man's hand shaped by labour and loss, and now perhaps with grace. "I came back," he said, "to tell you what I should have said before. There is no debt now, no promise made elsewhere. Only one truth remains, that I love you and have loved you through every silence, every prayer, and every mile." Tears filled my eyes, but they were quiet ones. "You need no words for me to know," I said. He laughed softly, unsteady with emotion. "Still, I would rather say them 1,000 times so you never doubt me again," he said. For a moment, neither of us moved. The firelight wove gold upon his face. The snow outside fell soundlessly, as if heaven itself held its breath. I felt the nearness of him, the warmth between us, no longer perilous but pure. He drew a slow breath. "Charlotte, may I answered not in speech but in stillness, the kind that gives permission. He leaned towards me, and when his lips met mine, it was not the hurried kiss of passion long restrained, but the quiet sealing of something already sacred. It was reverent, certain, full of peace that comes when love has tested and found true. When at last we drew apart, the world seemed utterly changed and exactly the same. The fire burned bright, the snow continued to fall, only our hearts knew the difference. I think, I said softly, that the worst of winter has passed. He smiled, brushing my hand with his thumb. Then let us keep the fire well tended so spring may find us ready. We sat side by side, the silence between us no longer empty, but full of warmth, of promise, and of a kind of faith that does not need to speak its name. Here we go, guys. Chapter 14 next. Chapter 14, a promise of spring. So we'll do that tomorrow, guys. Chapter 14. So it looks like we're back together again, guys, and it's good. So see you tomorrow. We'll see what we're doing. Chapter 14. It looks like it's going to be a happy ending, a romance. So we've had the first kiss, a tender kiss. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining me. We're off to Topsy Tickle Town tonight. Topsy Tickle Town, and it's going to be Chapter 60 next in Topsy Tickle Town. The day the music escaped the instruments. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoy Charlotte Edwards' love story. Join me tomorrow morning for Chapter 14, The Promise of Spring. So there we go, guys. I think we're all relieved that we're back together and have had the first kiss. So there you go, guys. Everyone's happy now for Wednesday. We can get on with our day without worrying about Charlotte and Edward. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a good day, guys. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week already. Have a blessed day. Stay safe and join me tonight for Topsy Tickle Town, Chapter 60. Chapter 60. Is it 60? Yeah, 60, I think. Yeah. The day the music escaped the instruments. So join me for that, guys, tonight. And until then, thank you for joining me in Poetry Corner. And it's a new location, by the way. It's too noisy outside. Anyway, guys, join me tonight. Topsy Tickle Town. I'll take you there. You got a date, so there you go. Take care now. Bye-bye.